Hello and welcome. I am the Organizer Advisor, your organizational advocate to help you enhance your happiness and transform your life. Well, since the beginning of September, we began our 90-day total life transformation process, and we're highlighting areas of overwhelm. And these are areas that are just absolutely overwhelming because we have too much stuff. So we have talked about toiletries, cleaning products, makeup, magazines, medications, vitamins and supplements, on and on and on, of a lot of product that we might not be able to use because it's way too overwhelming to deal with the clutter. So we're taking each little category of items of overwhelm, and we're developing some strategies on how we can best utilize these to maximize capitalizing on the investment we made in them, how they can enhance our lives, and then how do we purge what we no longer want, and what does that process feel like? Okay, so today another area of overwhelm is books. For some of us, books were almost addictive, getting that newest bestseller or collecting old books, or you have a lot of books that you used in your younger years. Mostly it's kind of my generation in the 45 plus, maybe the 50s and 60s, but books to us this was before tablets came out and digital media and digital reading. This was hard copy, sit in a chair with a blanket, a candle, and a glass of wine and read a good book. And some of us grew attached to those books, and so we kept them, and then we bought more and bought more and bought more, and we ended up with clutter. Okay, clutter is anything that you're not able to use to enhance your life, period. So, and look, we have a plethora of books. So our first process as we go to organize is go gather. So if it's possible, if it's not possible to gather all your books, just gather the books in one room. Like I have books decoratively laid out in my living room. I have books in my bedroom. I have books in my kitchen because I have cookbooks. I have books in my guest bathroom or my guest bedroom. And I, of course, have a library full of books. So you want to go gather. And since books are heavy, you may just want to work in one room at a time. But the reason that we gather is that we see how much stuff we have. So that gives us an incentive to pare down, to purge, and to really make some decisions on what's going to enhance our life and what is clutter. It's as simple as that. Okay, so go gather, and then we're going to talk about grouping. Okay, so once you have your books all gathered, you want to start grouping. Now you can group a variety of ways. You can group by color. When we have a room and the books are all the same color in that room, it gives it a very calm, cohesive look. Very much like our rainbow closet. Everything grouped by color gives a sense of calm and cohesion, and that relaxes us. It calms our mind. It makes it more engaging and inviting as opposed to repelling and avoiding. But you can also group by topic or category. So like, for example, you guessed it, here's some books on organizing. We have cookbooks. We have self-help books. We have literature books. We have contemporary reading books. We even have books we write our own story in. So you may want to go ahead and just kind of group or categorize the type of books you have. Again, you can do it by color, you can do it by topic. I like to do it by topic first. For example, I like to get all my cookbooks together. So I'm just going to clear a space here, and I'm going to get my cookbooks together. Now I'm going to find a dedicated shelf in my kitchen so that I can use these. I want to be able to access them. I want to be able to, let me clear up my little cluttered desk a little bit. drives me crazy when I see a bunch of stuff in the... I want to be able to access my cookbooks. Now, I know, again, many of us, we have a lot of digital recipes online. I get it. But there are some of us who have a sentimental attachment to family cookbooks or cookbooks that we used when we were learning to cook, or just absolutely unusual cookbooks like caviar, truffle, and foie gras, or French cheeses, or edible flowers. And one of my favorite, the Court of Two Sisters, one of my favorite restaurants in New Orleans, I actually have the menu framed in my kitchen, but I love this cookbook. I have Savannah Life, and I have Champagne and Caviar. You know me by now. So what I want to do is I want to go through these cookbooks and I want to see what I'm actually going to keep. Some of them you may say, you know what, I bought this, I really have never used it. You know, when you get that, that's a no. You know, you don't justify. You just, what is your visceral reaction? What is the energy in your body saying? I picked this up and I love it. It feels positive to me. My body responds positively to it. This I pick up and I respond positively to it. If you don't have that visceral, positive, energetic reaction, it's gone. That's it. That's how you purge. You want to be surrounded by items that uplift your energy, that give you that really good, energetic, positive reaction. If you start to feel that energy go down when you're interacting with an item, it's gone. 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 It is donate or purge, however you do it. When you go through this process in your whole house, you are surrounded by everything that uplifts your energy. When you look at something, you feel very at peace inside. You feel very cozy. You feel like that belongs. If your energy repels, like, you get that, you have no use for that in your life. There's no room for that energy in your life. You're trying to clarify your energy to be more positive and uplifting, but when you keep getting those daily hits of this negative little energy that kind of makes your visceral reaction a little prickly, no, say no. But if it's something that you look at, I could just sit down and read cookbooks. Look at the beautiful cloud. I mean, this is a very peaceful process for me. I love cookbooks. So I have gone through and purged, of course, all of mine, but I have quite a few more than this. I have some that my grandfather gave me when I was a little girl, when I was first learning to cook. And if you want to see how they all stack up in my kitchen, you can go to my Facebook page, Ravens Duke Cottage. And it is a kind of a Facebook page where I catalog my kind of daily life in the country, the dream life that I manifested, that my goal is to help you manifest too. So you can see actually in my kitchen where these cookbooks are stored decoratively, and then I'm able to access them and use them. Now that we've purged, we've gathered, we've grouped, and now we've gone through, gather, group, go through. Now we're going to clean and create those dedicated spaces. Now it is Mani-Pedi Day, Tuesday, Mani-Pedi Day. So I am going to glove up, because I'm going to clean my books, especially the books that I house in the kitchen. I have open cabinetry, so I want to make sure these have none of that oily, kind of greasy residue that floats around in the kitchen. So what I'm going to use for cleaning my books is Murphy's oil spray. 1 part Murphy's oil spray to 2 parts water. So I also have, amazingly enough, my little washcloth, and I like terry cloth washcloths because they have a little scrubby surface. That's going to help because it's going to take any residue off. Now, here's a tip. You may want to kind of go through your books this way, especially if it's a book that's been laying out for quite a while, because oftentimes we will insert a receipt, a card, a document, a business card, an appointment card, money as bookmarkers, and then totally forget them. So when you clean your books, you want to just very gently kind of let the pages fall, and then if anything's stuck in there, it's going to fall out, and then you're going to say, oh, that's where I put that. I was looking at that. I was looking for that for weeks. It's always nice to just kind of know that your books aren't clean. Now, if you want that little bump and surprise and you want to put a $5 bill in your book to one day when you go through it again, fall it out, that's, it's like putting $5 in your coat pocket. Makes you happy? Do it. But you want to make sure there's nothing important. I have bought a lot of antique books, and I have found the most unusual things. Not money yet, but I have found birth certificates, I have found photographs, I have found prescriptions, I have found a plethora of very unusual things hidden in books. So I'm just saying, you may want to, it might be, the last letter your grandmother wrote you that's very sentimental that you want to keep. I mean, it's that kind of stuff. So just kind of flip through your books, and you're doing this by groups. So whatever categories, groups that you have created with your books, you want to go ahead and just kind of do one group at a time or one room at a time, whatever works best for you. Now I'm going to give you a couple other tips. Now, I have a book embosser, and I hear you saying, of course you do. This is my little personalization tool for my books. And so basically what I do is I put it into the front title page or the front cover of the book, and I just emboss, press down, and then it has my name in the book. This is what I use for my precious books. I don't know why. It's just a thing that I do. So that's a cute little idea for you. I ordered this off of eBay, had it personalized. It was like $20. I've used it probably 10,000 times. So it was well worth the money. But I do like it, and it does personalize your books. So if you're really attached to particular books, I wouldn't do these with really valuable antique books. You don't want to do anything to those. But this is for you, like your everyday, useful books that you're really attached to. Okay, now we're going to clean our books. You want your Murphy's oil soap spray and your terry cloth towel. What I just do is spray on the terry cloth towel, not on the book. And I just get it nice, and so it's nice and wet, and then I just wipe down the outside of the book. Now, these books were above my oven in my kitchen, so you haven't a clue how much kitchen grease I cook every day, how much kitchen grease is on these books. I really used to not clean books, but when I was a teacher, it used to drive me crazy. At the end of the school year, I used to have the children help me, just kind of the same process. We would wipe down the textbooks, and what I saw was horrific. I'm just saying. I saw so much black hand gunk that were housed on the books because of all the handling by children, and it just got to a point I'm like, I can't in good conscience allow that to sit over the summer and then have my kids come back to that. So I got really kind of fanatical about cleaning my children's textbooks in my classroom, because it just drove me crazy how much gunk was on the outside of the books, and they were putting their hands on those books and then putting their hands in their eyes and their mouths. And I'm sorry, I'm a little obsessive compulsive. Okay, you can even see there, look at the difference. That's just gross. I mean, it's just gross. And I like the feeling of clean psychologically. When things feel clean and they look clean, it's uplifting to my energy. And I'm all about dynamic energy. I'm all about being in the most positive energy I can be in, because that's in that very high vibration, and that makes the world look like a much better place. It's how you cultivate joy. Okay, so I have cleaned pretty much. You can keep spraying. I'm going to show you the end result here. Here's another little thing I do. I don't know, my little sprayer's not working too well. Another thing that I do, have you ever asked your significant other, hey, what do you want for dinner? And you get the answer, I don't really care. That drives me crazy. So what I do is I give a cookbook to the husband and I say, pick out 3 recipes for me, please, and just write down the page numbers so that he can select things that he's going to want to try or might be appetizing to him. That way I don't get into a cooking rut. So, and then you're getting more input. My sprayer just broke. Time to get a new sprayer. That's going to have to go on my focus shopping list. All right, when all else fails, we're going to have to do it the easy way. Now, you don't want to really saturate, your books. You just want to get a little bit. You can even see kind of the shine from the Murphy's oil soap. And especially cookbooks, because you're using them around food. When, you have your cookbook out when you're cooking. And then there's, food stuff splattered on it. So... but, okay, maybe it's just me. Maybe you guys don't do this, but I do. Okay. You know that. Okay, so clean your books by groups. However, if you're doing it by books in a room, if you're doing it by your library, you can do it by colors. If you organize all your books by colors, which I really encourage, if you have a lot of books on a shelf, organize them by colors. If you're displaying books and you have like a bunch of cookbooks that don't have the same color, I organize them by size. I know that's freaky, but I like the tallest books down to the smallest books. It gives an orderly, cohesive, very calm look when you're displaying books. Now, create a dedicated space in which to store your books. If you're doing room by room, you can use them decoratively. If you're cleaning your bookshelf in your office, you can just go ahead and organize them by color, dust off the bookshelves, organize them, put some display items in. I'll post some pictures where you can really make that bookshelf an inviting place. Otherwise, all the colors kind of make it a very visually overwhelming if they're not organized by colors. Very Jackson Pollock kind of thing, just like our rainbow closet. So think about rainbow closet, the concept that we work there by organizing our clothing by colors and how cohesive and calm and inviting that looks. Everybody loves a rainbow. Now we have a rainbow bookshelf. If you have a lot of books, I suggest organizing by colors, but if you want to do by topics, you can organize in topics by colors or by height, whatever works for you. Okay, here's the last little tip. I'm a nut when it comes to fragrance. I like something to smell good. I like to interact with things in a very sensual way, and that's with my senses. So I like to just do, that perfume we talked about when we were going through our toiletries and our makeup, that it's just like, we're not going to wear that, but I like the smell of it, and I don't like the smell of it on me. And I said you can save those because just do a little spritz inside so that when you go to open that book, oh, it smells wonderful and it's inviting and it's uplifting. Now, again, with antique, valuable books, don't do this. But if it's a cookbook or a book you're going to use frequently, once it's clean, you may want to give a little spritz of, some sort of body spray, essential oil spray, or perfume that you're not going to wear. That way you're still getting your money's worth, but you're really uplifting your energy as you interact with your books. Okay, that is our toga for today. I'm going to straighten these up a little bit because it drives me crazy. So, nope. There, much better. You see, let's see how lovely this looks. Just kind of nice and kind of colorful. There, nice and neatly stacked, nice and clean. It's inviting. It has your favorite things that motivate you to engage with the book or engage in the activity. Whatever works for you, enjoy this process. Okay, what to do with books that we've purged? Well, lots of things. A, you can donate them. B, you can have a book magazine swap with your friends. You know, have a wine night and have your friends come over and bring some books that they don't want, magazines they don't want. Have a book swap, especially if you have a lot of friends that read current bestsellers. It's an inexpensive way to be able to swap back and forth. You can give them to a like a nursing home that might have a small library. You can give them to a school. You can give them to a charity that does book sales. Whatever you need to do, you can also recycle them. But if it's something you're going to purge, you're going to want to purge it, and you want to know you can feel good about that. So donating it is uplifting, and it makes you feel great. Okay, I am going to sign off. Remember to exercise, meditate, hydrate, take your vitamins. If you subscribe to vitamins, take time for some stillness, mani-pedi day, and also make sure you're eating clean to help transform from the inside out. I will see you tomorrow. Love you.